me Danja, and you can call me Danja if you want. And today we are starting our very first podcast with Myaki.
Hi.
And do you know the name of this podcast? Can you guess? It's called Snackfest. Yay!
Yeah.
Applause.
Yeah. And maybe we should explain why it's called Snackfest.
Yes, it's called Snackfest because in Sweden we call talking snacka, so snack. But snacks is something you can eat, and then it's a party. Yay!
Yeah.
Fest is a party. A little bit awkward. It's first time, but
Yeah, it's like the first postcard we do, so yeah, sure, we'll be a bit awkward.
Don't worry. Every child at the beginning, or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Poor editor who needs to edit this with all our laughing giggle attacks.
Yeah. Sorry, Jesper. And that would be my cat mewing in my background.
I don't think we heard that. The editor can try and enlarge that, but we'll see.
Yeah, she's in the window now.
A window cat. Wait, that's not the podcast.
Yeah, there is a window cat.
But today we're going to be talking about how Myaki and I met.
Yeah, I think it was like 2007 or something.
Yeah, the end of 2000.
Yeah, it's like around there somewhere, I think.
Yeah, we could potentially have met before without knowing it, but because, you know, the magic of the internet. We actually met, and then we roleplayed without knowing each other, and then we met on another site, and we became really good friends, and was like, hold on, I recognize that face.
Yeah, like I made a character at one site, and we roleplayed, and that site kind of died down, and I made the same character at another site, and you were like, hey, isn't that you?
Isn't that you on that site?
And I'm like, yeah, sure. And between there, we had been role-playing, like, first there was this site where I made that character, and then we role-played on a second site. That's where we started to, like, get to know each other more. And then we came to the third site, and I made a character from the first site, and you were like, isn't that you?
Hold on, I recognize that picture. And I recognize that name. Where? And then I started to go through all the sites I was in, and was like, hold on.
Yeah, and I think we were on the first site somewhere around 2007.
Yeah. I think so.
Like, I have to count on my fingers.
Victory.
Yeah. But there was 3 of them, so that's not a victory.
A frictory.
A win.
Triple win.
That's it. Now she comes along here, a little stressful.
Yeah, now I hear her. And I mean, we talked almost every day on what was MSN Messenger.
Yeah. But that's what the kids did back then.
Yeah, and then it became Skype, and then it became Messenger on Facebook.
Yeah.
Oh my god, we're so old. We're so old.
Don't tell the kids that.
Yeah, let's not ask them how old they think we are.
No.
No.
Like, no.
No. But do you remember that weird day where you made a phone call to me? For some reason, we had
I kind
switched.
of like I wouldn't remember it if you didn't tell me about it. But when you like talk about it, I can remember it. Why it's so random. I can't remember why.
Well, I
But I was
remember
like,
it. What were you going to say? Sorry.
yeah, I was like in the mall, I think. And for some reason, I think I saw a person who like reminded me of a character we role played. That I role played, I think. And that's all I remember. I can't even remember what we spoke of or anything.
We had never talked in person. We had just written to each other, and I
Yeah.
get this weird phone call. I think I was still asleep, and I
Of
was
course.
like, yeah, of course.
Sounds like you.
And I was like, Myaki's calling, and oh my god, what if it's she's actually some weird guy, like old dude calling me, because we had switched phone numbers, but we have just texted, and I was like, what do I even what? And then I answered, and my heart was boom 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 boom, boom in my chest. And then really, hi, I'm going to the bank. I need someone to talk to. Because you were
Yeah,
going to
I
the
think maybe I was nervous about something.
Yeah, I don't know if you were going to the bank to get money out or to put money in, but you were like, ah!
I think it was to get money out of like a ATM. But it's still like, why would I need to call somebody about that?
I don't know. And I was like, what are you saying? Because I wasn't used to your dialect.
Yeah,
And I was like, what? What? And also,
I
I
think
hate
that's
talking
funny.
on the phone.
Also, I think I spoke more in a dialect when I was a teenager, and I was a teenager back then,
Yeah.
still living like with my parents and stuff. And I spoke the dialect for my area. Like it's kind of not really in the southern Sweden, but more at the southern side of Sweden, I would say. Well, you live more at the not really in middle Sweden, but more up in Sweden.
Yeah. I think my area is called the middle of Sweden without doxing ourselves. Um,
Yeah, but you aren't like the geographical point of the middle of Sweden. We just call it the middle of Sweden.
because it's the area where our main capital is.
Yeah.
So if technically one of the cities further down had become the capital, would we have called that the middle of Sweden?
I live in the middle of Sweden now,
Yeah,
and
you
that's even
do.
farther north than you live.
Yeah, it's like 4 hour drive from me to you, car drive.
Yeah.
But we digress onto geographical points, which I am super bad at, but we don't need to admit that to all the viewers. I just did.
Yeah, you just did.
So,
Um,
we have
but isn't that like typical us that we like talk about one subject and then we like pin it away somewhere else?
Is that a Swedish thing?
I don't know, but it's typical for you and me. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah, yeah. We can talk about apples, and we can end up on cars,
yeah,
like two completely different things. But I guess that's how our mind works, maybe.
yeah, and it like shows that we somehow relate in some kind of weird way. I don't know.
Yeah. Maybe that's because we've been friends since what, 2008,
Yeah,
2007.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I don't exactly remember how we just ended up being best friends, but
You said it first. That's
yeah,
like the only thing I can remember. You called me your best friend first.
yeah. I don't
And
know
I
why.
remember we also had like fights about the most silly things. Like we got so mad at each other and went like, no, I'm not gonna talk to you anymore because you just annoyed the out of me. Oh, wait, I might not even be allowed to say sorry.
We can beep it out.
Beep.
I need a buzzer beep. Oh god. Yeah, and then we were upset
Editing
that it
little
should.
like symbols of madness coming out of my.
Yeah, and then when we were mad at each other, we both went away, and then we both
Yeah,
cried at our own places, and then we were like,
I
"I'm
can't remember if I
crying."
cried, but I was so upset. And then like the next day we went like, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Yeah, we've done that a couple
But
of times. Oh god.
yeah, but
Laugh
I think
tears.
that also it builds friendship to have an argument and have a little annoyance with each other about things, and then come back and like be grown up and apologize about it.
Yeah.
That builds friendship. I think that.
And actually
You,
meaning the apology and not just saying
yeah,
it at
yeah.
some people like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it." Uh,
And then do the same thing over again.
yeah. I mean,
But we wouldn't. We never really argued about the same things over and over. It would be different things.
yeah. I mean, everyone can have a slip of the tongue and slip of actions. It
Yeah,
happens.
and
It's human.
also to not agree on everything. It would be strange if everybody was agreeing on every single thing.
Yeah. And I mean, we have lived together.
Yeah, that
You,
too.
so that
But that's like a fast forward in the story.
yeah, but it's fitting for the fact that we are fighting like, well, almost like siblings.
Yeah, I will definitely say we're more like siblings than like a married couple when people talk about people fighting, you know.
Yeah, so we're all played on this plate called Riverside, and then
Yeah,
on
that was the first one.
yeah, and that was just a high school. Meow.
Yeah. The role playing is like forum role playing where you write like a little bit of story and then the other person replies with a little bit of the story out of their character's point of view.
Yeah, so
Yeah, to
it
explain
become a
what
book.
kind of role playing it is.
Mm, uh,
And
it becomes like a little book, or a very long
yeah,
book in
like a
some
little
cases.
story, a written story out
Yeah.
of each character's point of view. So we role played at the Riverside high school themed site, and then like a Harry Potter inspired
Yeah.
site with like the Maradors era.
Yeah.
So I would play James Potter.
And I was a non-existing character, a
Yeah, you're like
non-canon.
your own character.
Yeah,
Is it?
I was Tom Riddle's daughter, but nobody knew that until later on,
Yeah.
like before the site died out.
And then we had like the third side where I created the character from the first side, and you realized it was me. That was Ivy Rose.
Yes, and I'm still on Ivory Rose, but you are admin, but you're not really there. So I have filled up the help thread with here. Look at these ones.
Yeah, I kind of. Well, maybe that's a later story too, but I kind of got tired of role playing after all those years, and yeah, but we started role playing there in like 2009.
Yeah,
And to say that the site has been active for more than 10 years, that's like crazy for a roleplay site, I think.
yeah, because most sites would die down within 1 year, often a few
Yeah,
months,
1 or 2 years, yeah.
and if not the site died down, the whole server would die. So everyone would have
Yeah,
to
this,
relocate to another site and redo everything.
I
I'm
can't even remember how many servers we have used for Ivor Rose.
I don't remember the first one. Wasn't that Avid Gamers?
No, it was a corner rack. I
Akonrak,
think.
and Akonrak got sold to some people and became Spliffnet, and I can see
And
in my
Spliffnet crashed.
yeah, and they didn't have they couldn't afford to keep it running, and they
Yes, they
wanted
gave up on it.
money. Well, they got a lot of money,
Yeah, people. I know people donated and stuff, and yet
and then they were like, "Our
they
house
didn't
burned
like.
down," and blah blah blah
Yeah,
blah.
yeah. I remember that too.
And I was so annoyed because I kept writing on Facebook, I want to role play, can this site start now? And I still get up the memories
Yeah,
of that, and I'm like, well,
yeah. And then we used Envision Free, right? After that,
yeah.
no, there was something else before Envision Free.
Wait, I think I can check because I I don't know why, but I actually still no, they aren't here. Wait here, role playing, Spliffnet, Envision Free, Iros, the webs. No, Iros has not been on Bobs.
No, no.
That was Diagon Alley, and my star
Which
was
I
Legacy.
don't think. I don't think I was on that site.
But I think that was my site.
Yeah, but I don't. I can't remember role playing there.
Sorry, this page was not found.
Yeah, I'm sorry. This page was not.
But wasn't Diagon Alley the one where we had after the Harry Potter area? That was when one guy that you and me role played with, his girlfriend came at me and was like, "You are trying to steal my boyfriend!"
Yeah, because she couldn't like. She didn't realize the role playing was just like a kind of hobby thing that was meant for fun. She
Yeah,
thought
because
it
my
was
character and
weird.
his character fell in love.
Yeah, and she got jealous because of her role play.
Yeah, like she
And
literally
I
went.
think that's not on you. That's on him because if he can make his girlfriend jealous of what he's doing as a hobby and doesn't
Yeah.
explain the role playing properly to her,
Mm,
that's on him. That's not
yeah.
on you because it was like something we did for fun with characters. They are not
Yeah.
us. They are characters that we made up.
Mm.
And if she can't separate a real life person from a character, then she
She needs to read
she
more
haven't
books.
been explained properly to what it means.
Yeah. I mean, it happened one time before that too, actually, with another person. But that person actually fell in love with me. And I'm sorry if that person actually watches this now, I don't know, but I know because your friend started to write me on Messenger and was like, "Why are you sending heart to this person? Are you in love?" I'm like, "No, I have a boyfriend. I am not interested in switching boyfriends." "Oh well, but this person's girlfriend, whom he has a child with, um, is has fallen in love with you." And I was like, "I don't want to talk to this person anymore. This is awkward."
Oh yeah, yeah. No, I know which person you're talking about. Yep, sure.
Yeah, the subway incident.
Yeah, that's always.
That's a story for another time.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was also a role playing friend. Actually, that was one of the first
I
persons
never
I
role
role
played
played.
with him.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Sorry, I spoke in the same moment you did. Uh, but yeah, it was one of the first persons you role played with. But
yeah,
I never role played with this person.
no. Your fiance did, though, I believe, or
Oh,
were going to at least.
oh. Okay. Yeah, yeah, sure. I don't know. I don't know.
On Throne Days.
Was he on Tron Days?
Yes.
Thrones Days? Thrones.
Thrones Days.
Yeah, Thrones Days. I didn't know he was on that site.
He
Okay,
was.
sure,
He
sure.
was. I
Yeah,
think.
cool.
I think I even convinced him to join Ivory Rose at some point, but he never. I managed to get a lot of people into Ivory Rose, but many of them
Yeah,
left.
you did. You found, I don't know where you found all the people. I'm like, I got you there, that's all.
Yeah, and the funny thing was the person that got me into role playing was on Ivory Rose. And when I asked that person, "Are you on this site?" Because I recognized the name, and at first it was like, "Nope,
Yeah,
nope,
like you
nope."
recognize
Yeah,
his character
he
or his
well,
alias.
I think I recognized his style, or when he wrote in the little
Oh,
chat box we had.
mm,
So we had on almost every role playing site there is a little chat box where you can talk out of character, like normal stuff, and say, "Oh, now I've answered," or "Oh, is anyone want to play with me?"
yeah, like a little chat box for out of character, right?
Yeah, and I think I recognized the person, or I saw their mail under one of the characters, and I was like, "Are you?" And at first he was like, "Nope, no, I'm not there." And then
Why
he
would
admit,
he deny that?
I
That's
don't
so
know.
weird.
I think he thought I was annoying.
Yeah, either that or he was embarrassed for role playing at that side. I don't know.
Yeah, because we had only role played Star Wars and fantasy before, and this was another high school site.
Yeah, Ivor Rose was another high school site.
Yeah,
But it turned more into like, because it was based on reality time.
yeah.
So since we role played there for like 10 years, it turned more into like adult characters because the characters would grow with our time
Yeah,
as time passed. And since it passed 10 years, of course they wouldn't be in high school anymore.
yeah. Sadly, and I know some people were like, "Oh, but can't we restart the page or something?" And
Why don't you just
force people to
what
make high school
yeah,
kids, and we were like,
yeah, yeah,
"Why?"
yeah. And I would be like, no, I don't want to be forced to like restart the page and restart the characters because I have spent so much time on this roleplay. Like
Yeah,
it was so we were so invested in it because of all the years, which is like natural that you get invested in something you spend so much time on. And
yeah.
we had created some characters that had been there for like 10 years. Sure, we
Mm.
created new ones as well, but
How many
yeah,
characters did you have at the most?
at one time, I think I had like 50 characters. I don't even joke about it, but like how many characters I had over the years in total, I can't even tell. I can't even remember all of them,
Yeah.
but 100 plus, no jokes. But like some of the characters we had since we started role playing there since 10 years ago, and they built relationships to other people's characters, so we were very invested in what happened to them and like had really built a huge story
Yeah.
that like spanned for years.
And I mean, at that site, it would be the perfect TV show. It's a
Yeah,
perfect example of a TV show that runs for years and years and years and years.
yeah, like huge TV shows like, I don't know, Sin City or what they're called.
Days of Our Lives.
Yeah,
We have Home and Away from Australia that is as old as me and still running.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
still
and
running.
that's like, but yeah, and sure, we didn't really have a story planned out from the beginning because you never do have a 10-year story planned out.
No,
You
at
don't.
most a 1 year story or something like that.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And the characters changed as they grew because they literally grew. Growed. Grew.
Growth.
Uh,
Growth. No, I don't know.
yeah, they made some growth. Yeah, that sounds gross. But yeah, like, see, I made you laugh too much again.
Yeah.
It was crazy to get that suggestion to like start all over again since
Yeah.
we had spent so much time in, because our time was an investment in these characters and the story we had built together.
Mm.
And I also think that's important to point out. We are not building the story by ourselves. We are building the story together.
Yeah. It's teamwork effort.
Yeah, and sometimes to build a character is not just two people building the story of their two characters together. It could be several people having character involved in your own character's life
Yeah.
and therefore building like a very huge arc, like with friends and a partner and family,
Enemies.
like siblings and stuff.
Yeah. Or enemies trying to destroy
Yeah,
everything. Um
yeah, we have
jealousy
like this
arcs.
person who made like characters whose morale, I think you say,
Yeah,
was very questionable.
at least two.
Yeah, at least two of those people. And
And I mean, they were
sometimes,
evil. They were
yeah,
very evil.
yeah, I call them questionable, but
I say
because I'm
evil.
nice. uh, but yeah, if you let your character meet one of those characters, something bad could happen.
Yeah.
And then you had to like make your character grow from that
Mm.
experience.
Either get it became very very real, very sudden when that happened, because then you had to think about all the negative aspects. So it wasn't just happy moments. It was very dark, because I was one of the person that always ended up in the bad.
Your characters ended up being the victims, you
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, 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 yeah.
Like, I think also it depends on what kind of story you want to write, because
Yeah.
it's very much about writing a story and planning a story together with the other people
Mm.
that we're all playing. Even if the story itself wasn't really planned out further than like what we're writing in this moment, you still had like development of your character in some way.
Yeah. And I
Yeah.
mean, what was I going to say? I forgot what I was going to say. Take the pen back.
What were I thinking?
What were I thinking? Yeah. Um. Oh my God. What were I going to say? What were we talking?
About your characters being victims or about building the story.
We got into the point where some people were referencing the characters back to themselves.
Yeah.
So you wrote like one of my characters was very insecure and all of that, could have some temper tantrums, but were very laid back as like that, and like, oh no, people, oh no, I need to talk in front of people, oh, and that was very reflective of me as a person. And then
Yeah.
I could have this character that was totally completely different from me.
Yeah, I think a lot of people when they role play they make characters that some way reflect themselves because it makes it easier to relate to the character and understand what the character is like going through or how they would react to events
Yeah.
in the role plays.
Like, I don't know how many of you know this, because this is not something I talk about, but I got some, we could say I have some daddy issues. And I know Myaki has not noticed that a lot, uh, when we have role played, but some of the other people I role played with have actually noticed that because we've had like these father daughter relationships, and that's like, oh wait, I got daddy issues.
It's like one way to reflect over your life also when
Mm.
you start writing like role plays as a teenager. Like,
Yeah.
because I see it as a way as like, even if you don't have in real life, if you don't have a lot of friends and
Mm.
don't have a lot of interactions with other people, uh, you may not grow as much as you should have,
Yeah.
I think. But in the role play, where you have like this kind of side where it was because we were so many people role playing, and so many people made not just one character but multiple characters. Like I said for myself, I had several characters.
Yeah, I
Uh,
think I had a few also.
yeah, and somehow, even if you are writing a story where you pretend to be like a character, you write the story out of the character's point of view, you still get to grow
Mm.
because somehow sometimes it feels like you are living this story. Like we all know that it's a written story, that it's not reality,
Yeah.
but we relate to our character in such a way that to us it feels like we are growing with them,
Yeah.
and we get to see so many different interactions,
Mm.
even if these characters are like made up by somebody else. We're still kind of having this interaction, like second-hand interactions, I would
Yeah.
say. I would call
Oh,
them, because they are not direct interactions, they are like second-hand, but they make you grow anyway.
yeah. You started there a bit, so I don't know. The
Sorry.
frame froze and the voice
Oh,
froze. So
oh. I don't know where it froze. It
no.
didn't freeze me. But I said something along the lines that we're many people and we have had several characters. And even if these interactions we had with our characters, like in point of view and in the writing, are made up,
Yeah.
they might feel real and make us grow, even if they
Mm.
are like not our real interactions. They are more like
Yeah.
second-hand interactions, but
Yeah.
we can still learn and grow
Mm.
from them. And I think that's good for teenagers who don't have many friends, or maybe are stuck at home and can't have their own real interactions with other people.
Yeah.
So having this kind of experience with role playing, I think personally for me at least, because I didn't have a lot of friends where I lived, was good for me. I got to see the world from other people's views, even if they weren't real events.
Like when you role play something that's very emotional, you I actually start to cry sometimes when
Yeah,
I'm
me too.
writing. Am I like, this is too emotional? What am I going
Yeah,
to do?
especially since you're so invested in the character you're writing, you
Yeah.
can literally feel some of their emotions. And if something bad is happening, or they're having a fight with like the love of their life, or something like that,
You
you
get
get,
really angry and like,
yeah, you get angry or you get sad. And I'm thinking about, I know we had such arguments like among ourselves with the other role players, but it was probably based on the fact that we were teenagers and we were feeling so much for our characters.
yeah. And another thing that I did when I roleplay was that I tried to figure out what was going to happen in the next post and or not. Like, oh, what are they going to do now? I want them to do this, but are they going to do that? No. And you try to lead the other character into making the decisions you wanted them to make, like manipulating it, and then it went the completely other way. Now I was like, well, fine, whatever. That was not what I thought, where I thought this was going, but okay.
Yeah.
Do you remember our first meeting?
Yeah, and you bring your friend along because you were so afraid of us.
Yeah, I was but I've been told all these scary stories, and I was very naive, so I of course I believed everything, and I was like, are they really people? What if I get kidnapped? And I mean, I was very. My parents always drew me to places, and this time I needed to go to the capital by myself, and
Yeah.
it was a very big step. So and my boyfriend didn't want to come with me, so I brought a friend who was very
Yeah.
over social, and people thought that was my boyfriend. I'm sorry if you're
I
watching this,
actually
but
knew
now
it
you
was
know.
your friend.
Yeah,
I knew
you
it
knew.
was your friend. Yeah, I knew.
But
Because I think you were very clear in telling that.
well,
So
there
I
was
don't
one person
understand
that
how.
thought,
Yeah, yeah. And so we went to Stockholm, capital, and I lived far away from Stockholm. Like I think I was the one who lived farthest away.
yeah,
And we were gonna like spend time with like there was one in this group that got together that day and that
yeah,
lived in Stockholm, one girl. And so we met up in Stockholm and I stayed at her place. I wasn't the youngest one, but I am younger than you.
yeah. The
And
girl,
you were the only one. I think you were the oldest. You were the only one who brought a friend along
yeah,
because
yeah,
you were so afraid of us.
yeah, yeah. But then I'm not very good with socializing, so I could take the pressure out of me by having someone there with me, and
Yeah. You were like, I'm gonna hide behind his back.
yeah, yeah, that was basically what it was. But and I'm still like, if you are at a place where a lot of people, I tend to pull away.
Yeah, I tend to either I look for a person I already know
Mm,
and will mostly focus on that person because I also think it's hard with like social gatherings, especially when there are a lot of people I don't
yeah,
know.
and I mean, I didn't know if there were going to be everybody else were going to talk with themselves, and I was going to be alone. So I was like, I'm going to bring my
Yeah,
safety
but
net.
like I think I hadn't met you, and I think there was this other guy who was there too, who all
Yeah,
played us tonight. I hadn't met him, and I don't think I had met the girl either.
yeah.
No, I
The
don't
guy,
think so. I
and it
hadn't
was
met
the
any.
guy that thought me and the person I brought was together,
Yeah. So
because
we were
you,
like, with you and me, we were three girls and
yeah,
one guy from this role play set.
yeah,
And I know there were a lot of more people who role played on the site, but there was
mm,
still like, we are like four people who meet up.
mm,
And it was fun to meet them. It was
yeah,
fun to finally have like a real face and voice and like that
yeah.
and get the feeling of the person's real personality, you know.
I mean,
That was nice.
you were especially happy seeing as you and the other girl became a couple
Yeah,
later
but
on.
that was later on.
Yeah, I can't remember the
It was.
timeline, but I remember that yeah, you both got very much, what's it called, infatuated. Like you started to like each other at that meeting. Because I remember you were talking about it when you got home. You were a bit
No,
flutterbuggy. Or was it maybe
no, it
she who was
wasn't. It
flutterbuggy?
wasn't. It was later.
Mm.
I met her a couple more times before that happened, I think.
And I mean, your fiance, who you are together with now, you also met through the role playing.
Yeah, through the same role play site.
Yeah,
It's like the world shrinked.
Very much.
Yeah, but I met several of the people who role played at the site. One of them I even met before we started role playing together, and that was the guy whose girlfriend thought you were trying to steal him.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I remember. I remember that.
And then I have met 2 other girls and 1 other boy, I think.
Yeah, I
Who all played at that site.
met a
No,
couple.
even a 3rd girl.
Yeah, I met 3 boys. No, 2 boys. We don't
I
want to
wouldn't
tell their
count the
names.
person who had a child with his girlfriend because I didn't know he was role playing on the site
Yeah,
or that we role played at the same site at all. I didn't know that, so I won't count him, but I have met him.
yeah.
But otherwise, I have met 4 guys in total. And with you, I have met 5 girls.
Yeah.
6 with my fiance.
I have really bad memory, so I can't even remember everyone.
You can't remember everybody?
No.
No, 7. I forgot. The one who has the evil characters.
Oh yeah, you
How
were
did you?
super nervous for that.
Yeah,
How could you
I met
forget?
her too.
Yeah, and she is also the one that I spend a
Yeah,
lot of
you
time
spend a
with
lot of
now.
time with her. Yeah, and she's actually nice in person.
Yeah, and you're like, she's scary. She has evil characters. She's scary. She's evil.
Yeah, but that character is evil. I hate him. I still hate him, and I still.
She has a new character that is more evil than that character.
I don't even know. No. We also
Yeah.
role played on other sites, like the Throne Days that you made, and we made another like Harry Potter themed site and other
And
fantasy themed sites.
yeah, and you made one up about the Russian Tsar and
Yeah, the Russian Tsar. I
yeah,
think they. Yeah.
the royal family.
Yeah, but that went downhill very fast.
Yeah, I know.
Like nobody was interested in that kind of team,
Yeah.
which is fine. Not
I
everybody
don't
has.
even know how you got into that idea. Had you watched
I
Anastasia
think I
maybe?
saw a documentary or something. To be honest, and I was like, yeah, that seems cool.
Yeah, you I guess you have to write a fantasy book about it.
No, I'm not.
But yeah, role playing is a great way to get into the art with writing.
Yeah, that too. And
Um,
I think I was interested in the art of writing even before I started role playing.
yeah,
It was it kind of like I took a detour into role playing for several years, and that's also the reason to why I one of the reasons to why I stopped role playing is that I wanted to write more of my own story, not just role playing with other people, but also the fact that since we role played for over 10 years together, we not only the characters grow up, we also grow up.
yeah,
And a lot of people that we used to role play stopped role playing because they got into like higher learning or a job or got a boyfriend that made them too busy.
yeah, yeah. Sorry if you feel hit about this.
Yeah, but it's the truth. Like
Yeah,
people, yeah, and I fully accept that we move on and want to do other things in life. That's fine. Sure, I got sad that we stopped role playing together because I thought it was fun. I had a lot of fun with these people, and yeah, they moved on with their lives, and that's like it's fine to move on with your life. But I got a little bit sad because you left.
yeah. And also, it became a lot of reruns, doing the same thing over and over and over and over
Yeah, where
again.
you have like tried out so many times, so many not times things with so many different characters, and
Yeah,
in the end, you might. end up with another person who wants to try the same things that you already tried several things and
Yeah.
times.
Times, things, times. Yeah.
Times and things are words that suddenly got messed up. Sorry.
You guys understand, I hope. Otherwise, leave a comment about the confusion.
Yeah, confused me. Sorry.
Like and all that ish.
Yeah, but like, I get it that you get bored of
Yeah.
doing the same things over and over again, and that you, yeah, move on with your life and want to do other things that does not involve role playing.
Yeah.
That's fine.
But I don't like changes. I wish we
Yeah,
all were
you,
still role playing. That's maybe why I
yeah,
haven't left the site yet.
yeah. But I felt like the role playing was distracting me so much from actual writing a story, like
Yeah.
actual writing a book, and also the fact that most of the people left to pursue
Yeah.
their own futures.
Yeah. And I mean, the book I want to write, we can make another podcast about all these writing things on
Yeah,
another note. But uh, the I can't really get inspiration for it because what I needed to be role playing the fantasy aspect, and I don't have anyone that wanted to role play the fantasy aspect with me or could. And the person that got me into it is not here anymore. Well, they are alive, but we aren't talking
like
anymore. No. He is alive. I assure you. But
it suddenly sounded like it was going to take a very dark and sad turn, and I was like, do I wanna ask about it or not?
no, they are still here. We just barely talk. We just say happy
Yeah,
or
they
I
aren't
say happy
around.
birthday.
They aren't around in your life.
Yeah. I mean, I say happy
Yeah,
birthday to them when there is their birthday, but they don't say happy birthday back when it's my birthday.
yeah. Then maybe you have grown apart, and
Yeah, I don't think
that
we
is
were on the
fine.
same level
No,
anyway.
no, you're not in the same level of friendship anymore.
Yeah. Which is kind of sad, but I mean, we all grow.
That's sad. Like, I would enjoy having all these people as friends. Wait, I forgot another girl. But like, all these people that I met, and I met several times in real life, and felt like we had a friendships connection through the role playing and stuff like that. And mind you, I didn't have many friends in real life as uh, a teenager or young adult.
Mm.
And these people were my friends. I spent so much time role playing with them that I considered them my closest friends, and that they grew up and not only stopped the role playing but literally stopped talking to me. That made me very sad.
And I think you had more the people stop talking to you than I had.
I think so too. I'm literally not talking to anybody except you and obviously my fiance because we live in the same apartment. That would be weird.
Yeah. And you're
But
like,
like
I'm not talking to my
everybody else I role played
friend.
with, I'm not talking to them anymore because they stopped talking to me. It's like,
Why should I be the one always have to reach
yeah,
out to
why?
talk?
Yeah, exactly. And it's fine if they didn't want to talk about roleplay anymore. They could have just said that
Mm.
and been like, but we can talk about other things.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing today? How has your day been? But nobody asks. Nobody cares.
Yeah.
Literally. And I know I personally removed some of these people from my Facebook page because I felt like they didn't care about me or my life or anything. And yeah, perhaps they felt the same way. I don't know. But it's still sad.
Yeah, it's very sad. I mean, you spend so much time with these people. You can't even see. I'm making hand gestures. It's the same with saying goodbye to, oh god, real life friends. Like
Yeah.
I got into a fight with one of my good friends, and
Yeah.
I am still not talking to this person.
Yeah.
And I found out just the other week that this person tried to manipulate another friend of mine to force manipulate me into talking to them. And I was
Why
like,
don't they just go talk to you yourself and say like, hey, what's up? It was a long time we talked ago, but how are you doing?
yeah, well, I
Like,
literally
how
cut
hard
everything.
is that?
Yeah, well,
That's not so hard. I have had people come to me and say, hey, we haven't talked for a while. How are you doing? And it literally makes me happy because this person tells me that they have been thinking of me
yeah.
and ask me how I am. How, like, yeah,
Yeah. I
that's
missed,
nice.
but I mean, this person, if this person came to talk to me, I was like, no, you have burnt your boats, you have burnt your bridges, you have burnt your
Yeah,
helicopters, you have burnt everything.
there is
You
no
are
rope
not.
left.
Yeah, yeah. You have. I mean, but I still think back about the good things, the
Yeah,
fun things, and
yeah,
I miss those, but I don't
yeah.
miss the drama. So it's still a part about I wouldn't have met my boyfriend without meeting that person. I would probably I don't even know if I would have started role playing if I hadn't met this person, because things lead up to other things.
Yeah, exactly. Like you may not realize it in the moment you are in, but some things happens, and I think they happen for a reason because they
Yeah.
lead up to other events that has led up to who you are at this moment. Like
So
I have no contact with the people I went to school with today, except like one person.
yeah, same.
And sometimes like I see them on Facebook because some of them I still have as friends on Facebook, even if we're not talking. And there was this girl who was she was my best friend. And I don't know if I removed her from Facebook because I literally can't remember doing it, or if she removed me from Facebook. But I can see her commenting on things like our Euro fans has posted. And I'd be like, it makes me sad to know that we're not friends anymore. But it still makes me happy to see her comments because then I know she's alive and well.
The world is so small,
Yeah,
also. Like, I
I
literally
also,
found my old best friends, where childhood best friends, uh, that I used to play with every day, and one of them used to steal my little brother's nappies, and the one you put in the mouth. I don't remember what they're called, but we call them nap. Uh, Sucky pacifier.
pacifier,
Yeah,
I think.
pacifier. Yeah, she
Yeah.
used to steal my brother's pacifiers and stuff. And I found that on Facebook, because we were in the same group.
Group. Yeah. So
Yeah.
it wasn't even through a mutual friend.
No, it was a group. It was like this super big giant group on Facebook about crocheting, and I
That's
was like,
funny.
hold on, I recognize that name, and went
Yeah,
in and was
and
like,
like that shows
yes.
that you have the same like hobbies or interests. Because if you're in the same kind of hobby group, yeah, and that's very interesting if you haven't talked for years.
Yeah, we have. I mean, I haven't talked to them since they were in junior high school.
Yeah, and it also shows that you never know if you ever reconnect with people that you were friends with before. Like, it can still happen.
And I mean, suddenly meeting a role playing friend on some other page or some other place, it's really weird feeling to try and get back into the role playing part.
Yeah, but it's like here I live now. We got to know people through like I'm in this hobby where we collect dolls. So we
Yeah.
got to meet people kind of through internet, but they live in our area because of this doll hobby.
Mm.
And it turns out that they are in this, I'm not sure about the English word, but it's like this society.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Community.
yeah, but more like organization kind of
Yeah.
community society. And it turns out that one of the people here knows like my coworkers. And I'm like, they went to the same school or something like that. Or her brother, my coworker's brother, went to the same school as this dude. And I'm like, the world is so small because the person in our society had like his birthday party and he invited us to eat like hamburgers. So I go there and suddenly my coworker shows up and I'm like, what? So yeah, and after that I have just met more and more people who knows this one guy, but through work haven't met these people who knows him, and he has nothing to do with my work. And yeah, suddenly all these people, I don't know. This it makes the city feel small because it feels like everybody knows each other, and I'm over here being like the stranger from the south.
The awkward introverted stranger that wants to be known by people and wants to be social, but then again can't be.
Socialization is scary.
Yeah, yeah, and it drains your batteries super fast.
Exactly.
Depending on who you are, for me at least, I can be super social and everything like that. But then when I get home, I'm like, bleh.
Yeah, me too. Or I can spend lots of time with like a few people that I know very well, and that will be totally fine. But if I go out and spend time with people that I might not spend as much time with or don't know very well, then I will be like home and staying in bed next day because I have drained all the energy. We're talking about having social energy,
Yeah.
like you have social energy in the amounts of like a huge bucket or a bathtub,
Mm.
and then you can have social energy in the amounts of like a little espresso cup.
There.
Yeah, that amount.
You were like, why do
And
you
when
have
it's
all these
drained,
things on your
you
desk?
have things on your desk. I have a measuring tape. That's it.
But I mean, role playing did not take as much energy in the beginning as it do now. I mean, concentrating to read the post and actually answer, because I know I answered. I asked before I answered. Bam, 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 bam. Like you posted an answer after a week, and I was like answered 5 minutes later, and you
Yeah.
were like no.
Yeah, but I also had a problem that I had way too many characters and way too many role plays to reply to, so I couldn't even. I was trying to be fair and reply to everyone after a list. Like, I wrote a list when they had replied, put a name
Yeah.
on the bottom of the list. So I tried to, like, take the list one by one to be fair to all the people that were waiting.
Yeah, and then it took two weeks for another person to answer you, and you were like, ha la 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 la.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you were not the one that were slowest with answers.
No, I wasn't.
I mean, there were persons that had less characters than you, and they took forever to answer.
Yeah, and there was also these people who said who were role players and wanted to role play, and you could like write the stars for role play, and then they never replied.
Yeah. At least
And
people
I'm
has
like,
to reply if we're talking face to face.
yeah, But I'm like, why did they even ask for roleplay? And also this person who he could never go check for himself if someone had replied to him. He had to ask you.
Do I know that person either?
And he would ask you like every single day for a week. Have you replied yet? I'd be like, no. Have you replied yet? No. Have you replied yet? Yes, I did it yesterday. Why are you not looking?
I mean, I know I was one of those person that were like, do you want to roleplay? Do you want to roleplay today?
He did this every single time you role
Yeah.
played with him. And
Yeah.
also, when you finally role played and you told him, then he wouldn't answer. Yeah, it drove me nuts.
I mean, I had a person block me because I was asking them if they could answer, but they were like, they took forever to answer, and I got impatient because I wanted to keep the story going, and they blocked me. And I was like, what? And you know how I am. Do you want to roleplay today? Do you want to roleplay today?
Yeah, I actually had this person. We were all playing on a fantasy site. I don't think you know them, or her, who straight out told me, "I don't like to roleplay with you. I think your character is boring."
What?
After like 3 replies, and I literally made the character to role play with this person, and I have never had anyone else complain and say that I'm boring.
No. But then
I
that
don't think
person's
I don't.
that person's post must have been hard for you to reply on, for you to become boring in your reply. Like, you go on what the person before you writes, and then you answer it, and you have to relate to that
Yeah, it's
post.
like a
And
response to what's going on, and then you try to make it go forward.
yeah,
You're writing the story together. It's just not some random bullshit.
Random Myaki walks into a bar.
While the other character is at a restaurant. No. How would they interact that way? Like, I don't know. I've never had that happen before. I will literally say I have replied to people who I thought were boring. The most boring answer to a roleplay I've ever got was like one sentence, and it said, "She took a bite of her brownie." I didn't reply to that because it didn't give me any inspiration at all.
Yeah, they didn't even describe how the brownie tasted.
No, they like I already knew the setting of the scene, so I knew where they were. This was like a Harry Potter inspired role play, so there was in like the Great Hall eating, and she had a brownie for dessert, obviously, since that's what she was eating. But like that was the only sentence I got in the whole entire reply. Was
Yeah.
she took a bite out of her brownie? No, no,
Just
I'm not gonna.
just
And
to
like
make a point, this was before all the controversy with J.K. Rowling. So
yeah, like this was
please
way
no
before
hate.
that.
It was way
There's
before.
no hate on the Harry Potter role plays because that was like
We were young and didn't know anything back then.
it was like around 2007. It
Yeah,
was like years back.
yeah. So
We didn't know.
it wasn't even out that information yet.
Yeah,
Although we
and like
should have figured it out from her writing.
yeah, but still we were teenagers and we didn't think about it in the same
Yeah.
context and the same way that we do now. I think like we are made more aware of how to
We both can't find the right
I'm
word for
missing
it.
that. I know the word for this in Swedish, but
What is it in Swedish?
a tolka
Oh God.
to
Translate.
interpret.
Yeah, interpret.
There was a little bird over here whispering.
Interpret things. And also the 2007, 2008, there it wasn't the same spotlight on
Yeah, I think we have been made more aware of like what we call it, human rights, maybe, because I think that fits under that kind of umbrella. Since they're not only talking about like how she behaves towards trans people and stuff, and but not even like she's kind of, they say she's kind of racist too, but we wasn't really aware.
Yeah, it
And
wasn't lifted the same as it is today, because time really changes. Time really changes. Like,
yeah,
um,
and
I'm
also I
trying to
think
be
it's good
more.
that like
I'm trying to be more aware about how I interact with people and how I refer to them and stuff, because it's become much more,
brought up.
brought up,
I
that people refer to them in different pronouns and things
Yeah, and also
today.
people of like different origins than
Yeah,
we. I mean, we are obviously white people.
yeah, we are. What is it called? We are entitled white people.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, sure, it's maybe partly our own fault that we're entitled white people, but still, we are not. We haven't chosen who we were born as
Yeah,
and what culture we belong to. We haven't chosen that. And the only thing we can do is to like try to listen more and educate ourselves and try to understand that there's other people with other feelings about things.
and I mean, my dad. I'm sorry for anyone who knows him and knew him, but he was secretly racist. But then he was openly racist, depending who he was talking to. When I grew up, I got very mixed. This suddenly became very serious talking, but I got very mixed feelings from how he related to things, and so I'm like, but that's wrong. Why I can't do that, I can't say that, that's wrong.
We're a little bit older than the people who are kids today, if you say it like that.
Yeah,
Like, we are millennials. And we grew up with this, like, this prejudice and racist comments.
yeah, it
We
was
did. We
normal.
absolutely did. Yeah, it was normal. I had a grandmother who told me I should go out on the. She lived in an apartment, so there was like a yard with a playground between the apartment buildings, and I wasn't allowed to go out and play with the children of color because she was afraid that the man of color would do something bad to me. And that's very racist, actually. But I
Yeah,
didn't understand that when I was like, what, 5 years old? Sure, she said it out of love for me because she was literally afraid that he would do something, which is actually, when you think about it, quite ridiculous since he had his own children out there playing.
but that was what is it called, they didn't know.
Yes, maybe she didn't understand.
Yeah, but that's why informing people about uh, lifting. Oh, but we are the same. We are both
Yeah, he
people.
was just a man with 2 kids.
Yeah, nothing weird about that.
Yeah, and his children might even have benefited of me, and I have a little brother too, if we had been allowed to go out and play with his children, because maybe they would, I don't know how good their Swedish was, but if it was lacking in some way, his children might have benefited from me and my brother playing with them.
Yeah, or just not felt alone.
Yeah, that too.
Like, why are we just playing with ourselves? Why does nobody wants to play with me? I mean, it's very alienating to
Yeah,
for
exactly.
the older generations. I mean, if you look out on the playground today, you have all different kind of people
Yeah, it's
playing,
much
and
better, and we have a lot of different children outside, and that is great.
yeah,
I wish they were a bit less loud.
Well, you're just getting old. You're just getting
Yeah,
old.
me. Yeah, exactly. But when I'm thinking about this, I was probably that loud. It's just that nobody complained because we lived in a forest, basically.
Yeah, and the thing with people being different, role playing, we didn't see each other faces when we were role playing. We didn't know the other person behind the screen who we were role playing. We had no, but
Yeah,
we
and
had
we
fun
made
nonetheless.
characters of different organs.
Yeah,
Organs? Do you say that?
origin, origin.
Origin. Yeah, yeah. Sorry for mispronouncing everything, butchering the English language.
We're Swedes. It's fine.
That also made me more open-minded, more open, or more willing to like understand and learn more about different cultures, I would say.
And you also had to research a lot because you had to know, like, if your character was from
Some
New
things I
York, if
researched.
or your character was from Hong Kong or Copenhagen and Copenhagen, I think it's called.
Yeah, it's called Copenhagen.
Shush. Or
Yeah,
if
and
it
we were
was from
also
Sydney.
people who made Asian characters.
Yeah.
And I know some people might go to comments and argue that we are white people making characters from like this and that place, but we didn't do it to be racist, I would say, first of all, and second of all, it was more of a curiosity, wanting to know other places, things like that.
Yeah. Like we were living a dream by writing, living, what's it called, by curiosity through another character or something like that.
Yeah, like the intention, I think what your intentions are important.
I mean, I know we had a few racist people on the site because we had a problem with an admin, no names, that were
No
like, nope,
names.
I'm deleting all of these character because they have this origin.
Yeah, and he only based the deleting of these characters based on the characters' names, and that was extremely rude.
And we had another a person making a character who was very racist towards Asian people.
Was the person racist or was the character racist?
I don't know where the difference actually went because when you read the
You
character
mean both?
description, yeah, it could have been both because I honestly don't know because that person never role played with a character that was on any character they had. They didn't have any um, Asian characters, and they were like, "I'm sorry, but I honestly think they were racist." I think you know who it is because you two aren't talking anymore.
Might this person have been the person who kept asking me if I had replied or
Could
not?
be. I don't know who that person is, but it could be. Um,
This person was also a friend of the boy we met in Stockholm.
yeah, I think they lived in the same city.
Did they live in the same city?
I think they lived in the same city.
Yeah, maybe they did. Maybe they lived in the same city. I'm not sure if they are currently doing that anymore because I don't have
I
any
mean,
contact with them.
if you know if you're watching and
Yeah, I
you
think I
feel
know who you.
if you're watching and you disagree with what I'm saying and you feel hit about this, write in the comments and change my mind, please. Because I don't like thinking these things.
But also, I think, yeah, sure, even if we are talking bad about people, they should have thought about the way themselves came across to other people.
I mean, I know I have been.
Yeah, I'm sure people hate me somewhere. That's fine.
Please don't hate Myaki. Please don't hate me.
but like, sure, if somebody got mad at me about something, I'm sure they
Yeah,
did.
yeah. I am pretty sure I've said stupid things, and people have like been like, "Oh, nope, we can't talk to this person. She's a total nitwit, stupid, and everything."
Yeah, I also think there's a very interesting saying in that there's people out in the world who you have known. You're currently not talking to these people, but you have known these people, and they know a version of you that
Yeah,
might no longer exist.
yeah, yeah. And I mean, when I'm streaming, for example, I don't have. There's no filter like this podcast. We can edit away things we say if you say
Yeah,
something
sure, we can edit
stupid.
away
Uh,
shit.
uh,
Be like
uh,
watching it and be like, no, we don't want to upload that.
Yeah, but when I stream, I don't have that, and suddenly I can say something really stupid that I actually don't mean because words get jumbled up or anything, and some person comes in and sees that and like, no, why should I watch this stupid ass person with a Pikachu behind them?
Yeah, like the other day when you talked about watching a certain movie in the cinema, and a person commented like, "Why are you watching that movie?" Which was also related to Harry Potter.
Yeah,
Uh,
but that was because I
yeah,
didn't
and
know, and they informed me because that person, she's a friend. So she was like, "Oh, but this and this happened. I'm taking it in Discord with you. Here is what happened." So
yeah,
then I know.
I also tried to write some of what I knew about it, because sure, I don't know everything. I don't sit on the internet and watch every single little thing that can annoy another person, because it might annoy me, and then I don't want to be annoyed at everything all the time.
Like there is a game I want to play, but I remember there being some controversial about that game, and then I'm like, should I play it? Should I not play it? I already own the game.
Yeah, and maybe you should, like, you could play it because you have paid for a game, but maybe
Yeah,
you shouldn't make a video or a live stream about it.
yeah. And I tried to find the controversial so I could check what it was, but I couldn't find it, so I was like, hmm. And I don't want to ask the person that I know was talking about it because I don't want to risk the risk of them getting angry or upset with me.
Yeah, but
I'm
that would
afraid of
also be very.
conversations.
I personally like. Maybe it's my entitled white ass says this, but I also think that it's like when white people ask about things that annoy other people, even if it's like annoys people of color or if it annoys trans people or something like that. I think most of the times we are not asking to annoy or upset other people. We're asking to try to understand why it is upsetting you.
This episode turned very weird. So,
Yeah, like, hey,
not.
there's this introduction of who we met, but it, like, yeah, we make a hen out of a feather somehow.
But I honestly think we already talked about everything role playing related. But uh,
Yeah, we met through role playing. That's how we met, and we explained what it meant to us and which kind of role playing.
it was. I mean, there are
We
different kind of
yeah
role playing.
yeah
We
sure. There is like this one where you throw out dice on the table and pretend something. I don't know.
Yeah, and you have a gay game master that game leader that leads the game. We don't have that in forum roleplay. We call it forum roleplay, but I know some other people call it text roleplay.
Yeah, I think text role play is more accurate way of
Yeah.
calling it because it doesn't need to be done on a forum. I know people who wrote emails like, "What is it with me?" and not put the
It's
pronouncing words.
fun. It's fine. You're not used to talking so much English. It's fine. You're doing really
Yeah,
good.
exactly. But
So like this video
yeah,
if you
they
think
maybe
Myaki's doing
they
good.
wrote their role plays on emails, and there was only like 2 players in their role play. While on a
Yeah.
forum, you could have several people replying even in the
Mm.
same role play, or having role plays that were related to each other, since the character could know several people. And sure, you can make so that your character knows several people inside an email roleplay that's just between 2 people, because you would write the point of view of these several characters yourself.
Especially if it was all were your characters. You'd be like, wait,
Wasn't that
what?
what I said? No, I was more like, wasn't that what I said or tried to explain? Maybe it didn't come
Yeah.
across
Yeah.
clearly enough. I don't know. Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Me neither. My mind is starting to go blank.
Herder.
Herder! Horror! Hold the door!
No, poor Hodor.
Yeah, I know.
What are we doing? Suddenly we came to Game of Thrones.
Yeah, maybe not talk. Maybe we should not talk about Game of Thrones on our first podcast.
No, that would just like we already talked for over an hour, I think. But like in the way of getting to know each other, and like because clearly it wasn't the only time we met at that meeting
Yeah.
where you brought your friend along. Clearly we met several times after that, and somehow I know it was after that meeting, somehow somewhere, that you went like, "Oh, you're my best friend," and
Mm.
I remember I was so surprised by that.
Yeah, but I mean, we talked every day about all different kinds of things, and we fought, but we still became friends after, and we were like, so I was like, oh, we're best friends because, I mean, I said I had best friends when I was little, but I mean, we grew apart.
Yeah, I have also grown apart with the people who were my best friends. I mean, clearly, since we are not even friends on Facebook.
And I mean, sometimes I know that you and I aren't on the same page anymore, but
Yeah, and
we
we
still
have
cannot say,
disagreements. Like we don't always agree about things,
and we are
but
still
that is fine.
synced in some ways, and like, oh, she's cranky today. Okay, let's not talk about anything because today she's cranky. Today we
Today is
have
a
a
bad day.
yeah, but
And that's
it's
fine. We can have bad days, and we can understand each other anyway. Like it's like, no, today is not a good day. That's good enough to say that,
yeah.
I
And I
think.
mean, it's like a rubber band. We keep going apart, but we goes back.
I have I have a really hard time imagine us growing apart, like, because we have so many things that we can relate to apart from role playing, I think.
3 months from now, we're not talking. No, no,
That would ruin the point of your podcast.
I know. No, the podcast is what's is driving us apart. You're like, no, I don't
No,
want that.
I don't think so.
No, but I mean, when you are friends with people, you never think about not the part where you're not friends anymore.
Yeah, it might be hard to imagine the moment when you are really good friends that you at some point, for some reason, would become not friends.
And I mean, we fight. We don't talk for weeks at a time sometimes. But then, like,
I think that's mostly because you're busy with school, actually, to be honest.
or I'm just I need to write Myaki, and then I was going to do something. What were I going to do? Just my mind is just everywhere. But then something happens and like, look here, hi, I exist.
And it's not like I would ever think you didn't exist, because I sure know you exist. Even if we were not talking. I would be like, yeah, sure, now she wrote that on Facebook or whatever. It's more like you wouldn't see me on the Facebook, because I never write on Facebook.
Yeah, you write when it's your fiance's birthday, more or less. But your fiance writes more on Facebook than you do.
Yeah. And it's not that I'm not on Facebook, because I am on Facebook and I see a lot of things on Facebook. It's more like I never
Stalker.
post anything on my own wall because I don't feel like it.
That's fine. You are like stalker Myaki. No, wait, I'm the stalker. Hold on. I don't even remember how we got
I
into
am
that.
stalking everybody else and you are stalking me, but I think it's going very bad for you since I don't post anything. How
Yeah,
can you stalk me?
I don't remember how I we ended up. It's an inside joke that I'm her stalker,
Yeah.
but I don't actually remember how I ended up doing that. I think you said something and I was like, I know.
I think I had like posted something somewhere or something like that, and you didn't comment to it or anything of that sort. But then I wrote like privately to you or to like in a group conversation that was private. I don't know. And you went like, I know that. And I would be like, what? I haven't talked to you about it.
Wasn't it the day views? You posted something because you
Yeah,
always
yeah,
posted on
probably.
that site.
Yeah. And Dayviews was a very popular site where you could like, you had like a calendar.
Picture diary.
Yeah, kind of like that. You would upload pictures and put them to a certain date.
Mm.
And then you could write a text below it. Kind of like Instagram, but more.
More easier to go through the dates.
Yeah, way much easier. There would be like a little calendar on the site where you could click on the date
Yeah.
and come to the pictures that was posted that certain date.
Oh, all the sites we've been on.
Yeah, it was way more easy to navigate, I think, personally. And you would follow your friends, so you would get a notification, like a little picture of what they had posted, and you can click to enlarge it and see what they have written and stuff.
Hmm. And see all the comments and
Yeah, there
like
was
that.
like comment sections below.
And this was also way, way, way back.
Yeah, and it was like it was literally a huge site in Sweden. They were very popular amongst teenagers, but this was like before Facebook existed. But it crashed, broke down. The picture started to like be broken.
The site is actually still up, but you can't even see pictures anymore. Everything is broken.
Yeah, and then if there is any pictures, they are very few. And I know I was like one of the members who paid for my membership.
Yeah, I were not. I was not.
Yeah, and it was very upsetting because we were actually paying for a membership, some of us. And yet they were still like, oh no, hey, we aren't getting enough money in to fix the problem. Yeah, no wonder, since people stopped paying when their pictures got ruined.
Yeah.
And some people actually had like this picture diary as like a diary of their whole entire lives, maybe, or for several years, and were very active at posting. And some of these pictures only existed for them on the site, and they
Oh
lost
my
them.
god, nothing works.
Yeah, nothing works. I
Nothing
can't
works.
even
I'm
find.
either.
I have an account. I
Yeah,
still
me
have
too.
an account, but I can't sign into it.
Oh.
Like I don't know if the password is wrong in some kind of way. And I also can't, like, if I try to, have you forgotten your password? enter your email or enter your username and we will send you an email to like recover your login. I can't do it. I
Weird.
can't get in. Yeah, it's super weird. And my
Technical problem is on hand. Because the server crashed, there are some problem loading pictures. A few older pictures have been deleted uh, because of this. We're sorry. We're working to get this working as soon as possible. I wonder how long that has been there.
for years and years and years and years. And I know the owners even sold the site damaged to somebody else who thought they could fix the problem, but apparently they can't because
Yeah.
there's something wrong in the code of the website. And I remember them first blaming the servers and then the code, and
Sounds just like Spliffnet.
yeah, exactly, it does. And I promise, from like 10 years from now, they will have fixed the problem. It'd be like, please come back to us.
And everyone's like, no, we are on Instagram and TikTok and Facebook and.
And whatever is new in 10 years that works. Wonderful.
Were we friends on Lunar Storm?
No,
You were like, did you have Lunar Storm?
how do you understand?
I had Lunar Storm. I had 2 accounts. Oops.
I had more than 2 accounts.
I had 2.
But that was such way back. And I remember there was somebody trying to cyberbully me.
Wow.
Yeah. And all my friends were like, why are you bullying her?
Stop that. Die.
Stop that. And I remember we also created fake accounts that were like supposed to be like older people. So we used the fake accounts to go after the people who bullied me.
Oh, you did that. Oh, I see.
Honestly, I'm not even sorry about it. And we were not even close to how rude these people were that actually bullied me. And I mean, they started it.
Mm.
I didn't do things to bully other people. I know that maybe people will watch this stream and be like, yeah, bullshit. But you know me. And
Yeah.
I wouldn't go bully people.
No. And everyone is like, but you already bully people when you talked about people in a bad way on this podcast. You're bullying them. Well, we haven't said their names. We haven't doxed anyone. As far as I'm concerned.
And I'm also thinking that it's not bullying. It's like telling the truth about what happened.
Yeah, from our point.
Yeah, from our point of view, that's the truth about what happened. And to tell the truth about what happened isn't really bullying. It's just saying my point of view of something that happened. And if these people get upset that we have like this point of view of what happened, then maybe they should have thought about how they came across and what they said and what they did. And like I said, there's probably people out there who thinks I am mean and hate me. I will be honest, I can be very straightforward if I think somebody does something wrong. And I might not come across in the most nicest way when I say it. Then you have already pissed me off.
Yeah,
in doing something.
Don't piss the Myaki off, I assure you. So, piss her off in the comments.
Yeah, people will be like, I'm gonna write the most mean comments ever.
Well,
which means I will have to go to comments and tell you to stop it.
are you guys realizing we're trying to fish for interactions here?
Are we trying to finish this? How do you finish this?
I don't know how to finish it.
That would be a very bad ending.
Yeah, but yeah, this has been going on for a little bit longer than it was planned to.
I'm sure there's a lot of shit that Jesper will
or not
cut out of no, sure, post this raw on the Facebook and the YouTube and everything.
No, it's just
people will be like, "What the fuck?"
It's just going on the YouTube.
There was another beep.
Yeah, you can, Myaki, you can go and look for what you want instead of the beep.
A few moments later.
Ah, oh.
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, but yeah, maybe time to wrap this up.
Yeah, we talked about role playing and how we got to know each other, and
A little bit of what
I
role
don't
playing
know.
can do for you. And then we went on a tangent of other things, claiming we are entitled white asses. But fluff
Yeah,
butts, fluff
but
butts.
actually, to some people, we probably are.
Yeah,
Even
yeah.
if maybe we are not thinking of ourselves like that. We try to be open minded and nice,
Yeah.
but don't be rude to us, okay?
Yeah. Please. Or Myaki won't want to do this anymore with me. You don't know how much I used to
Or
convince
maybe
her.
we'll be here ghosting our comments.
Yeah, completely. But Myaki is wanting to become a writer, so she has a Patreon. I'll see if I can get Jesper to post it down here.
I'm
And
really
in
not
the
the
comments.
greatest person at updating it though, so
Or do you want to your Instagram instead?
no.
No, Patreon then. And well, like and comment this video, subscribe if you haven't, if you want more podcasts. This is the first of many. If you have anything you want us to talk about, write a
Yeah, you
suggestion.
can put suggestions below.
Yeah. And I am also live in the weekends on Twitch. We will have the link down there. And
Yeah, this has been Snackfest.
yes, we have the
Without the
snacks.
snacks.
No, we have the snacks. We have just don't wanted to.
I have Pringles.
Oh, Pringles, that's nice.
Oh.
Mm.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't, because we are going to have much more shenanigans in the works.
Yeah, hopefully more fun topics to talk about.
Yeah. Or more serious topics.
That too.
But there are some topics we won't be talking about, so I won't even mention them because that would just be mean. I'm gonna turn this
I have no idea what you were talking about, but sure.
Everybody is a fluff bud and we love post-it notes, okay?
Okay. Use a random.
No, I will show you about the fluff buds.
Bye.
Bye everybody.